Good afternoon. My name is Keith Gaw. This is AJ025, Week 6 Journal. The assignment was to compare long-standing religious conflict between the Shiites and Sunnis to any two groups in the United States. It can be two religious groups, two political groups, or two social groups. And I'm going to compare it to Democrats and Republicans, but that's later on in my video. The goal here is to explore whether social unrest in Bahrain and Saudi Arabia can be linked to the injustice or conflict to groups here in the United States. In doing that, I Googled posture and the unrest in the United States, and I found a unique some information there that I found on the website. It says U.S. posture on the unrest. For several years after the 2011 uprising, the United States repeatedly urged Bahrain's leaders not to use force against protesters and to release jailed opposition leaders. High-level U.S. engagement and Bahraini leaders and U.S.-Bahrain defense cooperation continued without significant alteration. Although the Obama administration withheld or conditioned some arms sales to Bahrain, as part of its stated goal of pressuring Iran, the Trump administration dropped conditions on the approval of new sales to Bahrain's military and imposed U.S. sanctions on Bahrain militant groups. In May 2017, during his visit to the region, President Trump assured King Hamad that the U.S.-Bahrain relations would be free of the strain that characterized U.S.-Bahrain relations on human rights issues during the Obama administration. The Trump administration criticized the dissolution of Wade as unhelpful to political reconciliation. Over the past 15 years, the United States has funded programs to train Bahraini lawyers, judges, and journalists, as well as to enhance the capabilities of Bahrain's National Assembly. In 2016, the latest fiscal year in which democracy and civil society programs were funded for Bahrain, the United States provided about $350,000 for democracy and human rights promotion programs in Bahrain. No U.S. funding for democracy promotion in Bahrain was provided for 2017 and 2018, the latest full fiscal year. I thought that was interesting information. After we got done with the last week's journal, and now we've jumped into chapter 8, it seems that this is where I'm getting a little confused, and not confused, I should say. This is what unfamiliar area of study, that because I haven't studied a lot about the Middle East. So I did have some notes on how we can compare them. I did take some notes about that there's, Sunnis are the more percentage, 85% to percentage of 15% of Muslims are Shiites. I hope I said that correctly. So it's hard to really compare 85% religious group and 15% religious group to our Republican and Democratic Party. The only way I can is, these groups are a lot even. So I think more even. In other words, the amount of people in the United States compared to how many are Republicans, how many are Democrats, is about even. We can tell that by the up and down Democrat, Republican voting, the way we end up with a president. And really, that's the only really comparison for numbers wise. However, we're all the Sunnis and the Shiites, I believe, and the Republicans and Democrats are all arguing over leadership and how the country should be run and who should lead it. So I thought that was the similarities. Anyways, thank you. This is, like I said, week 6 journal. Looking forward to week 7.